Yvonne, let's start with the U.S. We're seeing some relief in the virus hotspots here.
Yeah, so we saw in total nationwide an increase of 1.6% in new cases. That's about 66,000 or so, and that is still below the average over the past 7 days. But deaths have also slowed as well and breaking below that streak of more than 1,000 deaths per day. So signs of some improvement, as you say, especially in these states that have been hit the most hard. Florida, California, Texas, and New York also seeing signs of slowing. We heard from the former FDA Commissioner Scott Gottlieb as well, telling CBS that there are unmistakable signs that the pandemic is slowing in Texas and Arizona. He says, though, California and Florida trends are still looking more mixed, but he's telling other states to follow what Arizona did, saying a mask mandate, shutting bars and movie theaters and limiting the number of people at restaurants has worked. Meanwhile, we also heard from the California Democrat Karen Bass telling CNN that L.A. County should reissue that stay-at-home order. She believes the state may have reopened too quickly, but that stay-at-home order is something that we've heard from the L.A. Mayor, Eric Garcia, as well. He's flagged that as an option.
And Yvonne, Spain clashing with EU countries over reimposing travel restrictions. How bad is this second wave?
Well, Spain was one of the hardest hit countries in Europe back when the pandemic began, Sherry, but it seems like now the easing of restrictions and the start of the summer tourism season has led to a spike in cases. The country reported more than 920 new cases on Thursday and Friday, the highest numbers we've seen since May, just when the government began easing that nationwide lockdown. And we've seen the most cases emerging in the Catalonia region. So that's prompted countries like the UK to reverse course, impose that 14-day quarantine on anyone returning from the country now. It was just weeks ago that UK just added Spain to a list of countries safe for summer holidays. And here we are now. So this is a big blow to the tourism-dependent economy. And others have followed suit. Norway announcing a 10-day quarantine. France also issuing a travel warning for the Catalonia region, of course, which is home to Barcelona and some of the popular beaches in the country. So we've seen Barcelona itself close nightclubs for 2 weeks. There's a curfew now, a midnight on bars, and a partial lockdown, which is affecting about 200,000 people in one of its western districts. At this point, though, it seems like bringing back this nationwide lockdown, you ask many countries, that's still a nuclear option.
And Yvonne, let's turn to where you are. Hong Kong's finance chief is sending a warning on prospects of a recovery as we continue to see elevated cases there.
That's right. Paul Chan writing in a blog post on Sunday saying the economy may take longer than expected to recover because of just the fluidity of this third wave and the global economic uncertainties out there. We've seen more than 100 cases every day for the past 4, half of which of unknown origin. Paul Chan saying this: business and economic activities that have seen signs of recovery have been hit by a fresh wave of this virus. The economic situation in the second quarter is still very severe, but the state of contraction, he says, appears to have slowed down slightly. And once again, Chan urging landlords to offer some concessions on rent to tenants as well. And keep in mind, we're going to get those second quarter GDP numbers out on Wednesday. Economists still expecting a 7.7% contraction. Meanwhile, we're talking about Southeast Asia as well. Virus cases continue to stay elevated. Indonesia still ranking number 1, nearly 99,000 cases. We've seen the Philippines surpassing 80,000 over the weekend. The government now weighing whether to tighten curbs in the capital, Manila, if cases hit 85,000 by the end of the month. Singapore also exceeding 50,000 cases. And over in Vietnam as well, seen as one of the early success stories, before its first local case in 3 months.